What are we doing, Belle?
Wait, hold on.
Holly, I please need you to work your magic and make me love this book. We don't know where this man is now!
Who was that? Who are you?
What? Hello, dear viewer. What you are about to witness is me struggling through this book. And I will explain why as the video goes on. But I must warn you, I started reading this book in September. It's currently November. So just take that with a grain of salt as you see why I had some particular emotions about this book. But first, let's go back all the way to when I first started reading this. Well, it took me long enough to get to this point, but we're finally doing the gosh darn thing and reading this book. Oh, this only took me a year and a half to finally get to, but I am hell-bent on committing to my fall TBR, which does include this mammoth of a young adult mystery by Holly Jackson, so we're gonna do it. And I am so excited to finally get to this because you shall haunt me no more. For those of you who don't know what the Reappearance of Rachel Price this is about, this is a young adult mystery that came out last spring, and it follows a teen whose mother went missing, and it was a famous case, and they are trying to make a documentary series of some kind, or doing something talking about the mother's disappearance in some form of media. And then one day, the mother, Rachel, comes back. For what reason? What happened to her? How she got out? How she got back? That is up for you and me to decide. So we're gonna get cracking on this, and it's gonna be great. I have not done one of these in-depth reading one book for a video and dedicating a video to one book since Sunrise on a Reaping earlier this year. So this will be a lot of fun for me. I am very excited to kind of jump into this world, annotate where I can, and see what is going on and see if I can solve the mystery too. So that will be great. I know it's getting close to my bedtime, so I don't know how much realistically I'm going to be able to get through tonight. Hopefully I can at least get started on the first couple of chapters, but I'll definitely provide an update in the morning before I go off to work, and then we shall keep reading this together throughout the week, and I'm going to try to provide updates and see where we're at on the mystery and what's going on, who I think is guilty of certain things, what we're trying to thread together. So I'll do my best to keep updating y'all when possible, but in the meantime, I've got some reading to get started. So here it goes. Hi everyone. I know it's obviously not daytime. We're clearly on the next night, and I'm about 44 pages into the Reappearance of Rachel Price, and as you can evidently tell, I am annotating the heck out of this, trying to figure out what is going on. So I've been working on trying to summarize key points at the end of each chapter, so I can kind of like keep a record of like, okay, like what exactly is happening at the end, so I don't get lost in the story. So to kind of catch y'all up to speed, so we're following Annabelle, or Belle Price, and her family is getting involved in making this documentary by a British film crew that's studying her mom's disappearance. So we find out that when Belle's a baby, that her mom goes missing. Like, she just randomly just leaves Belle abandoned in a car, like, somewhere near a mall. Like, this isn't spoilers. Like, it literally happens within the first 2 chapters that this is explained. And obviously, Rachel's parents are mistrusting of the dad's side of the family, and the dad's side of the family may be having their own secrets. I'm not exactly 100% sure what's going on right now. They just finished looking at some old at-home videos together, so again, it's too early to tell what exactly is going on, but I'm still invested to figure out the mystery. I don't know if the story's my favorite. I think it's definitely better than 5 Survive by Holly Jackson, but I don't know, this isn't feeling like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And I think there was something so special about that book series. But I know this is different, and I'm still willing to give it a chance and keep going. So I am going to keep reading before I crash out for the night. Hopefully I can at least try to thread some ideas together. Maybe go over some of my theories with y'all, and we'll take it from there. And while I'm here, let's just do a reading montage. Okay, I don't remember the last time I filmed an update for y'all, but I am currently on page 162. I just finished chapter 18. So, this book, I honestly don't know what to make of this book right now, and I should preface by saying I love Holly Jackson as an author. She's an automatic buy for me. Like, literally anything she puts out, I will read. Even if I don't end up enjoying it, I will always continue to support her and buy her works. But this one, it's not a bad mystery. I think what it is for me more than anything is I am just having such a difficult time connecting to Belle as our protagonist. Yeah, Belle, what are you doing? What are we doing, Belle? There's kind of like this joke slash meme, I don't really know what to call it, commentary online where people kind of point out and say, oh yeah, you want to have a complex and messy female protagonist in a story, but then the moment one exists, you don't like her. And I think that's kind of the paradox I'm finding right now with myself regarding my opinions of Belle. And I was even thinking about this last night before I went off to bed, that I mean, there's so many other like female leads in stories who are not Nancy Drew-esque, Betty Cooper-esque good people that are like, I'm gonna solve the mystery kind of ordeal. So I think about characters like Alex Stern, for instance, from the Ninth House series. Like, she is by no means an angel. She is rude, sarcastic, she will beat somebody up if needed. But I loved her character. I could read the whole series. Like, I have Ninth House and Hellbent because I love that story. Like I said, like, she is complex and messy. Like, there's nothing perfect about her, but yet I vibed with her better. I don't know why I'm not vibing with Belle in this. And I can't really put my finger on why Belle is rubbing me the wrong way in this book. Like, I can't determine the exact reason for it. I think just being in her thoughts and going through her thought processes, I think that's what's making it difficult to read. I may just be a jerk and not like her. I don't know. It's kind of, I need to figure out where exactly I'm sitting with this, because I'm kind of at the point where I could DNF this, but there's also just as much interesting things going on in this story that I want to keep going and figure out what's going on, because Holly Jackson, as people on the internet have proclaimed, that she does a good job of providing those twists and shock moments that want you to keep going with the story. I know people have said that this is one that they could not put down, and that it is worth the slow beginning, and that the final result does pay out. So I'm at least willing to not give up for the sake of that. Anyway, so that is the attitude towards this book so far. Regarding key elements that I'm picking up on, because again, I need to get myself more tabs and post-its to put in here, because I am about to run out, so I need to go do that today. But regarding certain elements, so Belle is very suspicious of her mom's testimony, and where I just finished from, she's just come back from interviewing the shop owner in Maine, because Ramsey, the documentary's lead showrunner, he confirms that he got interested in the mom's disappearance because of somebody's testimony online saying that, okay, yeah, maybe I saw Rachel Price at my store, or he was just kind of lost because his other documentaries did not do well, and Belle points that out. So she goes with one of the other production crew members, Ash, to interview this lady, and it's kind of like a maybe that Rachel was at the store buying similar clothes to what she wore when she disappeared. And Belle's caught her in other lies, like Rachel mixes up saying that she was gone between 15 years and 16 years, and that she talks about some bracelet that Belle threw out because of a connection to somebody who's extremely antagonistic towards Belle's dad. Yeah, again, I think it's just more of, I think Belle is not trusting of Rachel, and she does admit in a couple chapters ago that she does have abandonment issues. So, again, on one hand, I get it, and I could understand that maybe Belle's so standoffish because so many people have left in her life that she doesn't want to open herself up to anybody. But at the same time, I think it's just getting to the point where it's becoming so irritating. And it's like, okay, why are you not trusting your own mother? And it's kind of like, do you think, like, this is, like, Invasion of the Body Snatchers and, like, somebody else is posing as her? Or, like, is it that you're trying to say, like, oh, yeah, like, she just straight up abandoned you because you don't want to believe that this traumatic thing happened to the mother? That's kind of where it's going right now. Running theories. So, I think the dad somehow is involved in this. Like, there's, like, Belle's dad, Charlie, he's gotta be involved. He's too nice. And I was scrolling through Instagram last night just to try to give myself some motivation to keep going with this book. And I don't know if I saw a spoiler, but, like, I saw, like, a list of names from some of Holly Jackson's works, including the dad's name in here, and the names looked like they were part of like the bad guy list or just like antagonistic or like foils to the lead. And I thought I saw the dad's name on there. I don't know if that is a spoiler, but I think it's kind of feeding into my suspicion that I think somehow Charlie is involved in this, because Belle and Rachel allegedly have memory issues, and he kind of keeps pointing out certain things. Like, there's a part where, I think there's like a video playing or whatnot, where Charlie comments to Rachel saying like, hey, you left the front door, but like, you're gonna get cold, like, what are you doing? And there's other times where he calls out to Belle saying, okay, yeah, you forgot to take out the trash last night, or you forgot to do X, Y, and Z, or hey, you broke a plate. I don't know if it is because they generally do have memory loss issues or just general memory issues, or if it's because it's the dad gaslighting them. I don't know, but he's kind of sus right now. And somehow I think Rachel's father, who's the maternal grandfather for Belle, I think somehow he's got to probably be involved in it too, because the grandmother, who's Rachel's mother, is very antagonistic of Charlie, and obviously Belle is antagonistic towards her because, yeah, it's messy. And like, I think it's claimed that he dies, but he wanted to see his daughter's kidnapper brought to justice, and it never happened. And the grandma is very offensive of that towards the dad. I'm thinking it's either gotta be Belle's dad, Charlie, or it's probably Rachel's parents taking her away in effort to get her away from Charlie. Or maybe it's a combination. I don't know. I'm hoping that whatever I saw was wrong, or maybe it's just like a list of just bad characters in general from the Holly Jackson universe of stories. I'm hoping that's just a list of like, oh yeah, like all these people suck and they're bad and bleh. Not like bad as like, oh yeah, like poorly read, but more of like they're just antagonistic characters in these stories. I'm hoping that's just the case. I don't know, I feel like I want to be proven right, but I also kind of want to be proven wrong and not jump to conclusions like Belle, and I want to see where this goes, stay open-minded with it. But I'm thinking, maybe I might just pause this for right now, just to see where I'm feeling, and then maybe when I come back from doing whatever, that I can keep going with this. Because I would like to finish it just for the sake of saying that, okay, yes, I did finish it and give y'all the proper video you deserve. So that's my thoughts right now. I'm gonna go get myself ready to head out the door shortly to go run some errands and maybe get a coffee, maybe work on editing my TBR video for the spooky season, and hopefully I'll either catch up with y'all with an update soon, or it may wait until I get back from my trip. Who knows? Good morning, everybody. It's currently November. I have not touched this book since before I left for my trip to New Hampshire, Maine. I can't tell if that's a good sign or a bad sign. I don't know. Honestly, I've come this far enough that I want to at least finish it. But I'm hoping this book goes any better direction.
because I just... Holly, I please need you to work your magic and make me love this book. Anyway, yeah, so I figured since it's like... What time is it? 7:15. Since it's currently 7:15 and I don't really need to get ready to work until 8, I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of this in tandem with my other audiobooks that I'm listening to right now, and we shall go forward with life. Well. Miss Jackson has pulled me back into the story. Belle's dad is now gone too. Belle's dad is just... He's MIA. We don't know where this man is now. Now I am fully intrigued. Gosh darn it. Yeah, I knew there was going to be a way that Miss Holly Jackson herself would reel me back in after struggling through the first 200 pages of this book. And she definitely succeeded at the reeling. So, to say at the very least, we're getting back into a grind and we're getting back into the story now. So, that is kind of where I'm at. The reason I'm dressed up right now is I've got a brunch that I have to attend at 10, so I've got to get myself out the door for that, but I just want to provide a quick update before I skedoodled, so more to follow. It's getting intense. Ah! Okay, we're finally getting somewhere with this. This book has finally got its hold on me after what I explained to you yesterday, but oh man, okay. So there may be a slight change in what I'm thinking is going on. Because, again, I don't know if it is a spoiler from what I saw. But I seriously think that Charlie definitely had something to do with Rachel's disappearance. I don't know how, but I'm having an inkling. I think that's the general direction it's gonna go down, I think. But since he's now gone, bye-bye. For the time being, I don't know. I don't know what this is about regarding her disappearance and why she even got taken in the first place, if she did get taken. But there's a lot that's going on here. I thought I was going to have a solid theory, but now that everything's kind of all up in the air, I don't know. So let me keep reading more of this, and I shall provide an update and maybe some thoughts soon. Let's read. Where's the problem with this? Wait, hold on. That was just a random person in the house! Oh my god. Who was that? Who are you? I feel like a Peter Sim. Who are you? Okay, sorry for spoilers here, but what? What? Oh my god! Oh, this totally went a direction I did not think it would! Okay, now that I've actually had the night to digest what just happened in here. Yeah, so I think the guy, if I read this correctly, the guy who stalked Belle at the beginning of the novel was the same guy who Miss Nelson saw on the street and allegedly kidnapped Rachel, according to the last chapter I read. For what reason, we still don't know. But there's something definitely sketchy going on. Because either Rachel's involved with the dad Charlie disappearing, or maybe Philip had something to do about it? I don't know. Okay. Here are kind of my running theories right now. Knowing what we know. Maybe... I've got a bad feeling about this. I think Charlie may have hired Philip to make Rachel disappear. For what reason, I don't know. I'm still trying to work out the why. I could kind of maybe guess the how, but the actual motive itself is what's still in the works up in here. But there's something about the grandpa saying that, oh yeah, like no one was supposed to be killed kind of thing. So was the intent that they were gonna kill Rachel? And maybe she got away? I'm not sure. Who knows? Yeah, so that's kind of like my running theory right now. Because there's definitely something sketchy going on. And they brought up a point about the dad's mom. I don't remember what her name is, but apparently she fell down the stairs. Yeah, I know, that's sketchy as hell. So, yeah, so I need to keep going with this, because I'm hoping to finish it by this week, so I can get this video out before December. So I've been bamboozled. Again. So I guess Philip Alves did not do it because the mom lied. She lied. For what reason, we don't know, because she won't say anything. But Charlie, we're on to you, buddy. We're on to you, Charlie. Alright, hello. I am reporting to you live from my bedroom. I have about 100 pages left of this book, and I am hopefully gonna try to get it done tonight. Maybe if not, then definitely tomorrow. So Belle has finally gotten to the point where she's finally starting to put together that the dad, Charlie's not good, and he's most likely a gaslighter. And that's the part I'm still trying to work out, is like, why would he make both Rachel and Belle think that they're being forgetful? Like, what does that say about him? Is it just because he's trying to control things? Is it that he's having outbursts but doesn't want to own up to the fact that he's got issues? We still don't know what's going on with that retrospect. But I think the part that's like kind of throwing me off with this book, there's so many little things that you think are like so not relevant, but then they turn out to be relevant to the point where like I'm really having to scroll back through this book to figure out when it got brought up. Those little things probably could have been laced in here a lot better, because I was super confused and I literally had to like write down the page number of where it got brought up so that way I wouldn't forget it. I swear to God, I do have it written down. I just ran out of tabs. I literally did run out of sticky tabs, so I'm kind of just jotting down to the best of my ability here. I don't know, I do definitely want to finish this just for the sake of getting it done. But this book is kind of making me mad. And I think it's just mostly, again, like I said, because the mystery is just not exactly the strongest. And another thing too, I think it's just also that I've just had a really hard time wanting to like Belle as a protagonist and to see her as being a good amateur sleuth. Like, I get it that there is a level of trauma there, that she's got severe abandonment issues. Severe. Like, she cannot be left in the backseat of a car alone because sis has trauma, okay?
was just tough for me is that, like, there could be characters who are absolutely the most horrendous people ever, but you still like reading about them because of how they're written. It's like, okay, yes, I'm aware this person is a piece of garbage, but you want to keep going because you're compelled by what's going to happen next or what they're planning to do for their next round of shenanigans. Like, in those instances, it's how they're written and how they're reacting that makes you want to compelled to go on and continue to root for them, whether they're good, bad, morally gray, or whatever. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with Belle. She's finally getting there. She's finally getting to the right conclusions, but it's just... And I get it. I think another thing, too, is that maybe... It may just be because of how Charlie raised her, and maybe he's made her to believe that everyone's going to abandon her except him as a way to control her. And if it's supposed to be that sort of message that Charlie's just not a good human being and not a good father or husband, maybe I don't know. I don't know where Holly Jackson is planning to take this story and take us to the finish line. At this point, I'm committed to the bit. We're gonna finish it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to capture my reaction on camera because I know I'm starting to run low on memory. So you don't see me for a little bit. Wish me luck. What? What? It's done. I finally finished The Reappearance of Rachel Price 2 nights ago. Yeah, so I think I finished this on Monday, and it's currently Wednesday when I'm filming this, but I wanted to have a little bit of time just to kind of digest what I read and what I thought about how everything played out. I did not end up recording a lot of my reactions to the last 100 pages, minus that one clip, just because I think I was so engrossed in the moment and I didn't want to break my stride reading it, and plus I was starting to lose my memory on my camera, and I want to make sure that I cleared out all up so that way I could have time to discuss the ending. Okay, so let me unpack what really happened. So we found out that Charlie's dad, Patrick, the old guy who was going through dementia, was the one who kidnapped Rachel and put her in a truck because she was leaving little messages in books that she was reading that he gave to her. So basically, as I already kind of suspected, the dad, Charlie, he is something. He is something, and he basically blackmails his father into kidnapping Rachel with the intent that the dad was going to kill her, but that doesn't end up happening, obviously. And the reason why Charlie goes missing is because Rachel's giving him a taste of his own medicine. So that, I feel like the reveal of it could have been done so much better if it had been a dual POV for this whole story, and if we actually saw from Rachel's perspective herself what she went through, how she got out, how she made her plan for revenge or for justice, and not have it be just told to us over a course of like 10 to 20 pages. I think I lost track. It was that long. But yeah, no, I think that was really my big struggle, is I wish that it hadn't been dumped onto us. I mean, I get why, because we're so trapped in Belle's POV the entire time. And there were some things that I did pick up on, but then there were other little things that I felt like didn't make sense, or I didn't catch on to, either because I wasn't paying attention or I could not care enough to pay attention because I was feeling so drained reading this. There were some parts of the story that really got me, and I was genuinely shocked and I thought were well done. And then there were other things that I was disappointed about, and it sucks because I know Holly Jackson is such a fabulous writer. She does pull you into her thrillers in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how to properly criticize this book that's not going to come off as rude. Because in her acknowledgement, she said that she had her team helping her out with this story while she was working on a TV show. At the same time, like, I think, because it literally does say it in the acknowledgements. And unfortunately, it does come across that way in this story, because it felt distracted, and it felt underdeveloped. And that's such a shame, because like I said, Holly Jackson knows what she's doing, and I think if certain elements of the story had been approached differently, like I said, by having a POV from Rachel for certain chapters and showing us her side of the story on top of what was already going on with Belle, then I think this would have been so much more enjoyable. But I don't think the effort was there. And I'm so sorry to say that. And frankly, I think that's probably the politest way I could put it. So, unfortunately, with that regard, I am giving this book 3.25 stars out of 5 stars. So, am I disappointed? Yes. Was this a book that I was really looking forward to reading this year? Yes. However, I am willing to give Holly Jackson another chance, maybe with her future works. I wish that this book had not been competing with other projects that she was doing, because it very much came across that way. And I know I've said that already, but I think that's probably the best way of me putting it, is this needed more dedication and more planning and time. So I'll leave that there, and we'll put this book to rest. Finally. Okay, so that is it for this reading vlog. Thank you for sticking around with me and being patient with me while I struggle bust my way through this. So please, I don't know, leave a little film emoji of whatever you find if you've made it to the end of this vlog, and tell me your opinions. Tell me what you saw that you liked or what you didn't like. I'm just curious to know, and I shall catch up with y'all for another video soon. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk later. Bye!